YouTube, Raj here, hope you're well. Today's review is on a fragrance from the house of Hermes. This one is Un Jardin sur le Toit, a garden on the roof. I've been working off this sample here. I like what Hermes do with their samples. There's always some creative element with it. So there you can see the bottle inside. And I'm working off a sample, but I really need to get a full bottle of this. I've mentioned this fragrance a couple of times on my channel, so I'm repeating myself, but this is the proper review of this one. So perfect, I think. This fragrance is just so perfect. Where shall I start with? Well, you can get this at a discount, so Hermes obviously comes at a little bit of a premium, but you can pick this up at a good price if you look around online. When I buy my bottle, I'll probably go to the website allbeauty.com and get it from there. So yeah, this fragrance, note breakdown, Hermes are a little bit coy when it comes to their notes they talk about here, but they do mention like apple, pear, magnolia. I've also heard green grass mentioned in here, a basil. Fragrantica talk about compost, which I don't really know what they're talking about, to be honest. Although, to be honest, I kind of can see it, but I will go into that in a little bit more detail and give you some of the other things that I get in this fragrance which aren't actually mentioned. So where would you wear this? This is a warm weather fragrance, but I see no reason why you couldn't wear this in like the autumn or on a winter day when you just wanted something, you know, a change of pace. I've mentioned this quite a few times on my channel. Just because it's winter and it's cold doesn't mean that you have to wear like these heavy fragrances, whereas in the warmer weather I find it difficult to wear heavier fragrances. That's just my personal preference. But you know, I think this fragrance is also quite casual. You know, you could wear this like lounging around. You could definitely wear this to work. You could wear this on like if you're going out for drinks, like to a barbecue, outdoors. It kind of fits in to that vibe really well. Performance on my skin is actually quite good. This is I think it's it is an eau de toilette. And it is supposed to be like this light fragrance. It's inspired by this garden on the roof, but actually it does have pretty good staying power on my skin. I typically got around 6, 7, pushing 8 when it does become a little bit more fainter, but I don't really have any complaints with this fragrance. It's like it does what it's supposed to do and actually exceeds my expectations a little bit in terms of longevity. The first few hours, it's quite loud. It's really noticeable in the first few hours. And the opening I find is a little bit harsh, a little bit too sharp for my liking, but it does settle down and turns into something very smooth and well-rounded on the skin. So performance, no problems. Seasons, pretty good. Versatility in terms of where you would wear it. Yeah, definitely quite a lot of occasions I would think you could wear this fragrance. What does it smell like? I gotta say, I love this from the start to the end. And I just realized I completely forgot to mention one thing. Gender. Who could wear this? Well, you could say, you know, fragrance, you know, anyone can wear a fragrance, man or woman. Does it matter if it says pour homme? Does it matter if it says pour femme? If it smells good on your skin, you would wear it, right? I have a feeling that this fragrance would be chosen more by a female crowd. That doesn't mean that you're going to smell like a girl, like smell like a woman or anything like that. I just feel like this lightness, this fruity freshness, slightly floral, but it's not a fruity floral. I just feel like a lot of women would really like this fragrance, but equally could be worn on a guy, absolutely no problem. So what do I get? So straight away from the opening, I actually get a mango note. I get a green mango. It's very different. Like there are different types of mangoes from all around the world. I'm more used to eating Indian mangoes when they're in season, but there are mangoes from all different types of the world, and it does feel like slightly sweet, but nothing sugary. It's actually quite green, quite light, a little bit floral in there as well, but sweet and honey-like. There's this amazing kind of I don't know what it is, but it's like a mixture of these notes coming together to give this effect of wet grass. You know, I think they've actually really... Jean-Claude Ellena is the perfumer behind this, and I think he's done a really good job of recreating the scent of like this garden, this wet garden. I get the impression when I walk home or near where I live, there's like a little passageway where on each side of this passage are trees, and it's very green, lots of shrubs. And when it rains, especially when it rains really heavily. There's something about the way that this rain mixes with the soil, mixes with the trees and the plants and the greenness, and it just gives off this almost greenhouse feeling. It's really incredible how they could recreate that in this fragrance. You know, there are similarities to this fragrance to Un Jardin sur le Nil, but I think this one is like so much better. I much prefer it. I've actually gonna... Yeah, it is like this pear note. The pear actually is one of those notes which it wasn't really that obvious to me. It's sometimes, you know, when you see a note breakdown, it's like, oh yeah, I kind of get the pear, but would I have picked up on that had I not read that that was a note in this fragrance? Maybe. It kind of reminds me of like some sort of dessert that involves pear, which is warmed up, and maybe there are some like, you know, some grassy elements to it mixing in with that, giving me this very, very sweet feeling. It's actually a sweet fragrance without being a gourmand fragrance like, you know, like candy, like vanilla sweet. It's a different type. It's a fruity sweetness. Really, really nice. And I gotta say, I find this fragrance really addictive. I loved wearing it. As I said, I'm gonna get a bottle. Definitely have to get a bottle. And actually, I would give it a rating of 10 out of 10. Which is not a score which I just, you know, hand out on my channel. Not, you know, because perfection is difficult to find, and it's, your interpretation of what perfection can be very, very different to somebody else. But for me, I've got to the end of this fragrance, and yeah, it has to make its way into my collection. There's no choice. So guys, a rating of 10 out of 10. But what would you rate it? Do you not really think it's that great? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's amazing and perfect? And do you agree with what I said? And, you know, whatever you have to say, say it. And thanks for watching. Check out, you know, hit the like button and check out some of my other videos if you haven't. Feel free to go and check out my Facebook page and hit the like button there. And I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.